Good morning, 360 family. I find myself in trying circumstances over here in Pretoria as I'm at a cricket match. My wife's a little bit busy this morning, so I'm looking after the kids. I've got three of my children here running around everywhere. The one's playing a cricket match. He just got out. So there's some emotion still running through me, but he played very well. Didn't score a lot of runs. He's only 7 years old, but he played beautifully. Welcome to everyone. It is Saturday morning. Somewhere in the world, it's Saturday afternoon. In some places, it's evening. Guys, follow me in socials, as you just saw down below, Facebook, Insta, and Twitter to stay updated with regards to everything I get up to around the world, and with the 360 show especially. I hope you guys have enjoyed the From AB to 360 inserts. Please give me some feedback. I'm going to get better with it as well. It's obviously a complete new addition to the 360 show, and I wasn't quite sure how the format should be played out, but the first two chapters are out, and I hope you guys enjoyed a little bit of insight about my batting and what I used to work on while I was playing in my playing days, what my strengths were, my weaknesses, and some drills as well. So lots more to follow. I mean, the sky's the limit with that. We can talk about basically anything, but the basics that I wanted to cover was to start with the AB side, the ABCs, and we'll move on to the 360s. So very basic stuff in the first few chapters. We'll decide when we stop that and move into more technical, complicated batting or batsmanship. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Please give me some feedback in the descriptions box down below. On that note, also post your questions with regards to what you want to find out about the cricket happening in the world right now. We know there's the Betway SA20 happening, the SA20 that is. There's also lots of other cricket, England and India facing off in a T20 series, as there was a bit of controversial instances in that last game, and then also Australia, Sri Lanka. But let's start with the SA20, guys. There was a big match yesterday. My Cape Town took care of Pretoria Capitals, not only in that match, but knocked them out of the tournament. So we have the knockout teams, the four teams, even though there are some pool games left. As you can see, there's Sunrisers playing Paul Royals, Joburg Super Kings playing DSG, and then My Cape Town finishing off with back-to-back clashes against Pretoria Capitals, who were knocked out last night. So that Sunrisers game against Paul Royals, Sunrisers and Paul Royals already qualified. In fact, Paul Royals already qualified for the top two spots in that log. So nothing else can change in the log. It's crazy. My Cape Town and Paul Royals will face off. The loser of that game will play against the Sunrisers, the winner of Sunrisers and Joburg Super Kings. So that is it, and nothing else can change, even though there are some pool games left. A little bit of a disappointing finish to what I feel should have been a very exciting finish to the pool games. But it's been the story of the SA20. It's been unbelievably exciting, great crowds. But the cricket has been a little bit inconsistent. High-scoring games, low-scoring games, and a lot of one-sided games, which I think the players should work on next year. Not that they can. It's out of their control. They do their absolute best. But I must say, for the Pretoria Capitals, and specifically for them, they've had a lot of injuries. They've had some bad luck as well. But all in all, just not a good season. Also for Durban Super Giants, who probably look best on paper, but you can't judge a book by its cover, right? Funny, they were one of the best teams. I've actually clipped them with My Cape Town as being the two best teams on paper. And if you go and look through that team list, you'll understand why I say so. My Cape Town, after two disappointing seasons, finding a way to the top of the log, finally, because that is what the paper says. They've got an incredibly talented team, lots of informed batters, and a formidable bowling attack. All right, let's take a quick question before I move on with the next topic. Which team do you think will win the SA20 title? I do think My Cape Town will go all the way now. Because Devil Brevis plays there, they are one of my favorite teams as well. He played a fantastic knock last night and a wonderful partnership with Reza Hendricks, who ultimately took them to a total of 222, which was just too much for the Pretoria Capitals, too many rather, to chase down. They got to 195 odd, I think, and unfortunately falling short. The Pretoria Capitals side, just a wishy-washy season for them, and hopefully they'll be better next year, because they are my home team. I'm from here, from Pretoria. I am, by the way, just to show you a bit of the surroundings, There's some players warming up here on the netball courts. There at the back is a rugby field, that side. And there you see the side screen for the cricket field. The boys are playing a T20 match there as we speak. It's the under-9 team. Oh, sorry, my laptop is about to fall over here. Apologies. It's an under-19 club, under-9 club team. And it's just great to have my boy. He's only 7 years old playing for the under-9, so I'm very proud of him. It doesn't look too good for them to start, but they'll hopefully find their way back into the game. So that is the conclusion of the SA20 then, guys. My Cape Town facing off Paarl Royals and Sunrisers Joburg Super Kings. Same format as the IPL, where the top 2 play against each other. The loser play the winner of 3 and 4. The loser there get knocked out, obviously, but the winner play then the loser of 1 and 2, and whoever wins there plays the top team. I love this format because I feel there's big incentive for whoever finishes in the top 2, the most consistent teams of the tournament. You can see there my Cape Town winning 6 out of 9. Obviously, a few bonus points got them to the top of the log, and then Paarl Royals, very consistent season, 7 out of 9. So daylight between them and the rest of the teams. You see with the win rate there, and rightfully so, they deserve another bite of the cherry, whoever loses that knockout game. So I love that. So just, sit tight, guys. It is the last week of the SA20. It's been a fantastic season, and I will be commentating games on the 5th and the 6th of February. There we have it, the Eliminator and also the Qualifier 2. I missed the Qualifier 1 due to family reasons. And then there's the final, 8th of Feb at the Wanderers Stadium. Hoping for a better wicket, because the Wanderers Stadium has been a little bit disappointing with regards to totals there. Maybe the last game, there was a glimmer of hope as the JSK team chased down 160 odd comfortably, and hopefully that will be the trend moving forward in this tournament. Alrighty, guys, that's the SA20 for you. I hope you've enjoyed it. As we move on to the next topic, that is Australia against Sri Lanka. Aussies in the pound seed there, as Steve Smith got his 35th Test 100 and also reached 10,000 Test runs. Unfortunately for me, those things were never important. But I see that the cricketing world absolutely love records and stats. 10,000 runs, for some reason, that is a very big number, and not 9,999 or 10,001. But yes, the stats gurus have decided 10,000 is the big one. If you're there, you're a legend. I mean, no offense. Congrats to Steve Smith. I enjoyed his 7,000th run as well, just as much. And I'm going to enjoy his 12,000th run just as much, and his 39th Test 100. You get where I'm going with this. Anyway, what a fantastic player. It's great to see him in the form of his life again. We all know all the controversial moments that he had in his career, especially through that South African series that they played here, and it's great to see him on his feet again, enjoying his cricket. As captain of Australia, we never thought we'll be able to see that again. What is his success, Shiva Balaji? I just think he's got a very strong mind. Technically, in my opinion, he's never been the soundest. He's never been the 10 out of 10 technique kind of guy. I can think of 10 other batters at the top of my head that's got a better technique than this guy. But that is the message I always give to youngsters. And I've told it to you guys on the show before. Go and find your authentic self. Do not try and be like someone else. Figure out your own strengths and your own weaknesses. And once you do that and you find your authentic self, you can go and grow as a person, as a character, as a cricket player. That is Steve Smith's biggest strength. Whether he agrees with me or not, he's figured out what works for him and what doesn't, and how to manipulate the bowling attacks, how to mentally break them down. And he's just a machine. Very, very proud of all his records and all the runs he scored, especially the way he got up after being knocked down completely when Australia toured to South Africa a few years back. What is that? 2018. It's 6 years ago already. He's made a fantastic comeback. Also in that game, Usman Khawaja scoring a double 100. Australia completely in the pound seed, about to take down Sri Lanka, and puts them even further up the rankings of favourites for the WTC final. They're playing South Africa at Lords. I can confirm I will be going to that game, so I'm very excited about that. I will be supporting my South African teammates there. And the Proteas team. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm taking my boys to that game. And there's no doubt that the Aussies are favourites for that game, but you never know. Cricket is a funny old game. South Africa's been playing some really good cricket, very committed, very motivated under Temba Bavuma's captaincy. We have some informed batters. Our bowling attack can take care of any batting order on the right day. It's up to the Proteas just to find a little bit of consistency over the next few years. So I'm looking past the WTC. Hopefully we go out there and play a good test match. But moving forward, we've got a young team with a lot of potential, and I'm quietly confident about the future. Moving on then, guys, I'll take a few more questions. Student of literature. What happened yesterday in India versus England match? India not used to like replacement for Shivam Dube. Yeah, I heard about this. I didn't watch the game, unfortunately, but I did read up on it. And the English players a little bit unhappy with what happened here. So there is the rule, guys. If you get an injury, you can sub him. The replacement player must be eligible to play for the team. The replacement player must be a like-for-like replacement. And that's where the controversy comes in. And that's exactly what Josh Butler is upset about. He said that Harshit Rana is not a like-for-like for Shivam Dube. And here's his quote: "It is not a like-for-like replacement. We don't agree with that. Either Shivam Dube has put on about 25 miles an hour with the ball, or Harshit Rana's really improved his batting. It's part of the game, and we really should have gone on to win the match, but we disagree with the decision." Guys, it's another grey area, and I've ranted about this before on the show. I hate grey areas in cricket. If you look on paper, it is a like-for-like. Both are all-rounders, okay? So, but, I mean, the one guy maybe bowls 140, the other one 125. Is it really like-for-like? I don't know. The problem is, whoever makes the rules, ICC, whoever, I'm not going to call out people here or names. If you leave grey areas in the cricketing game, it's going to cause a lot of upset people. It's going to cause disappointment and frustration and anger, and a lot of people will be upset. And unfortunately, they left a little door open here. It's difficult to say whether it's right or wrong. But what I do know is there's a grey area. I like black and white. It's right or it's wrong. Simple as that. There's no in between, no grey areas. And there are quite a few other areas that we should be looking at and working on. One, for instance, is the DRS rule. So I'm gonna picture you something here. World Cup final. The team batting needs 3 of 1 to win. The bowler bowls the ball. It clips his pads. It goes for 4 leg byes. But there's an appeal for LBW. The umpire gives it out. All right. The batter refers it, and it shows that it's going down leg. It was not going to be out. But it's a dead ball, guys. It's a dead ball. So they don't score a run, but the ball counts. They lose the World Cup, but they should have won it. Another grey area. Unnecessary, just sort it out. It's not so difficult. Anyway, lots of other grey areas, by the way. And I'm just for the rule makers, I know it's complicated, but just try and eliminate the grey areas. And this is another grey area. Prime example, like for like, be more specific. Make sure there are no loopholes, no grey areas, and no areas where players and fans alike will be upset about. So that's India. They've won the series. Congratulations to them. I think they played the better cricket. So there shouldn't be any hard feelings there, even though there was a little controversial moment there. That is the result. 181 for 9, and England chasing. Harshit Rana coming on as a replacement, winning the game, taking 3. There it is, Shivam Dube, 53. It's the perfect all-rounder, this. 3 for 40, 33 and 53 from Shivam. So I understand the frustration from the English players. It's sending your one batter out, getting him some runs, and then subbing him for the fresh bowler coming on. It doesn't feel right, but it's part of the rules. And unfortunately, there's a little bit of a grey area when it comes to like for like. They need to sort it out, because that's technically a like for like, because they're both all-rounders. But if you really think about it, I don't know. Shivam is maybe a more of a top order batter. He can really win games with a bat in hand. Not to say that Rana can't, because he's proven that as well. But he bats a little bit lower down the order, and vice versa for the bowling. Rana's got a bit more pace than Shivam, where Shivam is really a part-time bowler. Dibbly-dobblers, uses the cutters. He gets wickets here and there, but it's more so with players trying to take him down than actually proper bowling skills. So if you have to be very technical, it's not really like for like. I don't know. I'm not the rule maker. All I know is there's a grey area. Guys, I'm gonna finish there. I'll take 1 or 2 more questions, and then I'm gonna head back there to see if my boy's okay. He got out, but he played very well, and I just need to sort of dry up the tears, if you know what I mean. With your comeback in July, can we expect those iconic 360-degree shots to make a return? The fans are definitely waiting for that magic again. To be very honest with you, and I've spoken about this in length before, I like to focus on the basics. Those shots were sort of determined by situations that instead of me making it part of my blueprint or my game plan, that it might come out if the situation requires me to do so, if the field placing is right, the situation of the match, the required run rate. I take a lot of things into account before I decide what my game plan is in a specific moment, and that game plan constantly changes. I'm very much looking forward to this. As you have a look at the fixtures of the WCL, I decided to join this tournament. There are quite a few others, but the reason why I decided to do this one in particular, it is in England. It's a one flight up north for us from South Africa. I'm taking my entire family. It's the shortest possible version of a tournament available for guys at my age. So it's basically just a little feel to see if I'm still going to enjoy the game, which I'm sure I will. And the nice thing is I'm taking my family with, and it's more like a little holiday, but also competitive because I'm representing my country in a big league, and I'm facing off against some old foes and playing alongside some old teammates as well and legends of the game. I don't have the team list yet. I've got an idea of some of the names. I'm not going to spoil it on you guys, but it's just going to be a great privilege to walk out again 4 years later. And that's the idea. My boys have been niggling me. They've been begging me to play cricket again because they didn't see much of me playing when they were younger. But I'm even more excited about the preparation because I want to go and show them what it's about to prepare for a tournament or to be good at something. And I'm going to take them with to the nets and just show them that it's not just a 5-minute little run around, hit some sixes and I'm out of there. It's a proper grind, and it starts with basics. So I'm going to show them the drills that I do. I'm going to show them that I spent hour and a half, 2 hours until my arms cramp. And that's the kind of pain I want to show them. A lot of people think it's you run out there and it's a 10-minute 6-hitting competition and then you're ready to play a T20 match. It doesn't work like that. It's a lifelong commitment to be a professional player and a cricket player or sportsman. Anyway, so I'm very excited about that. They've been seeing me in the gym, working hard, starting to prepare mentally, but keeping in mind that it's still very casual. I'm just going to have a lot of fun out there. I'm not all of a sudden the best in the world, ready to go and win World Cup, stuff like that, and play IPLs and SA20s and big bashes. For a start for this year, I'm going to pick up the Willow. I'm very excited about it. I'm going to spend a bit of time with old teammates and old opposition players and just have a bit of fun. And when I'm out there with the Willow in hand, I'm going to try and win games of cricket because that's what I like to do. And maybe that's reverse scoops and lap shots and all of that will come out. But remember, I have told you guys this before. My favorite shots were always the conventional shots, the straight bat shot past the bowler for 4, the on drive, the straight drive, the cover drive. Because I knew if I hit a proper on drive late under my eyes, there's trouble for the bowlers on the day. So I was always searching for that in all formats of the game. The basics come first, and I always believe that you've got to earn the right to be fancy and tricky out there and show your tricks. But anyway, so keep an eye out for that, guys. That it's happening in July, towards the middle to the back end of July into August. A few weeks in England. I think the games are taking place in Birmingham, Edgbaston, and also Leeds, Headingley, and also Leicester, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if the venues are on here with the match fixtures. I can't really see. But anyway, it is what it is. You guys can check on the internet, on Google. The fixtures will be released soon, and the venues as well. But I'm pretty sure about Edgbaston and Headingley and a few others. So keep an eye out for that. Thank you very much for all the love. I'll take one more year. Do you have a favorite catch of your own? Mine is when you caught full use at leg slip. Oh, that was a nice one. Wondrous, yes. 2009, and rest in peace, full use. Oh, guys. Abraham, you just gave me a little lump in my throat here because I played some cricket against him, and what a great guy he was. What a fighter. And yeah, tribute to him today on my show. I wasn't expecting this at all. You caught me off guard, team. Yeah, man, what a great player he was. And we've seen so many Australians speak about him. I didn't know him that well personally. We played against each other and we shook hands. And I've always had the utmost respect for him. That series he played in South Africa, he was such a thorn in our sides. Just the character he showed with that awkward technique again. That word technique comes up again, similar to Steve Smith. very, very unorthodox. So to all of you out there, that's a message to you all. In respect of full use, do not try and be like someone else. It's okay to be unorthodox sometimes. If you find your authentic self, you can be some of the best. You can become one of the best players in the world. But yes, rest in peace, full use. That was one of my favorite catches. Another one was also at the Wanderers of Mackay and Atini, where I caught, was it Scott Styrus? I remember seeing the Kookaburra willow come through. I think it was Scott Styrus. The ball sort of nipped off the seam, found the edge, and I took a dive in front of Callis. And then Brett Lee at Perth, diving to my left. It was a very important catch in the context of the game because we ended up winning that test match. And Australia was very dangerous at the time with the tail. They scored a lot of runs at the back end with their tail enders. So it was important to get rid of Brett Lee at the time because he was scoring like quick 30s and winning the test match for his team or getting it too far out of reach for the opposition. There was one other that I haven't seen before. It was in Sri Lanka. It was a 2-test match series, and maybe my team can get a hold of it one day. I don't even know if we're allowed to show footage on here, but it's Sri Lanka. I think it was whoever the left-arm spinner was at the time. I think it was Herath, maybe before Herath's time. I can't exactly remember, but it was one of my best catches of my life. It was a slash outside off, big dive to my left, and it just stuck. Slow wicket, so we were really close. Anyway, enough of me for the day. Take care, all of you. Have a fantastic weekend. I'm heading back there to that game there in the background. Hopefully my boy and his teammates will make a comeback because they didn't get off to a great start. But I appreciate all of you fans, all of you super fans especially. Guys, subscribe to the channel there. Also hit the bell notification. There we go. I'm working it with my mouse here. Also follow me on socials, and I'll catch you guys in the week. Stay tuned for chapter 3 of From AB to 360. And I want to get feedback from all of you, please, as to what you think chapter 3 will be. All right. It's a team effort. It's a partnership, and I value all of you out there. Have a great weekend. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the week. Bye now.